Have you ever wondered why, despite everything you do for your children, you may still face alienation and disrespect as you grow older? It's a painful reality that many parents have to face, but it doesn't have to be inevitable. In this video, we'll explore the crucial lessons every parent needs to know to maintain strong, loving relationships with their children as they age. From the subtle yet powerful ways our actions shape how we're treated later in life, to understanding the deep emotional connections that influence our family dynamics, this video will give you the keys to navigating the often complex relationship with your children and loved ones in old age. Why watch this video until the end? You'll uncover the real reasons why some parents are alienated from their children, and how certain behaviors, like favoritism, harshness, and selfishness, can create rifts that may be impossible to repair. But it's not all about the past. We'll also dive into the positive actions you can take today to ensure that your relationship stays strong, that your children feel valued, and that you are respected and cared for in your later years. Stick around to hear touching stories of love, sacrifice, and the responsibility we have in shaping the relationships that will matter most in our final years. You won't want to miss this invaluable advice. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Life often presents us with a comforting illusion that we are perpetually surrounded by friends, family, and loved ones, creating an overwhelming sense of security, warmth, and belonging. This cherished feeling can make us believe that we are never alone and that there is always someone to lean on during our darkest hours. However, as time gracefully marches forward, these once unshakable relationships can undergo subtle yet profound transformations. People we once held dear may drift apart, circumstances may change, and not everyone we count on will remain steadfastly by our side indefinitely. This poignant and sometimes heartbreaking reality is beautifully encapsulated in an ancient saying: "Rely on the mountain, but the mountain may crumble. Rely on people, but people may leave." This timeless wisdom serves as a heartfelt reminder that placing excessive trust and dependence on others can lead to profound disappointment and emotional turmoil when those we depend on are no longer present in our lives. It is crucial, therefore, to internalize the understanding that there comes a moment when only we possess the inner strength and resilience to weather life's fiercest and most unpredictable storms. Allow me to share an evocative and deeply moving story that resonates profoundly with this truth. There was once an individual who found himself overwhelmed by insurmountable difficulties and mounting pressures. In his quest for solace, guidance, and a semblance of peace, he sought refuge by praying to Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva at a serene and tranquil temple nestled amidst nature's beauty. What unfolded next was nothing short of miraculous and deeply symbolic. To his astonishment, he witnessed Avalokiteshvara himself engaged in prayer, fervently pleading for assistance. This surreal and humbling experience left the man both bewildered and contemplative. When he mustered the courage to inquire about this unexpected and profound sight, Avalokiteshvara responded with profound humility and wisdom. "I too face my challenges and struggles. The most important thing is to rely on yourself instead of depending on others." This moving and enlightening narrative underscores the universal and timeless truth that everyone, regardless of their status or position, grapples with their own set of struggles and adversities. If we perpetually depend on others for support, validation, and strength, we risk diminishing our resilience, autonomy, and capacity to cope with life's inevitable challenges. As we traverse the journey of life, especially as we age, many of us naturally yearn for the tender care, unwavering support, and comforting presence of our children and family members. We seek solace in the familiarity of those closest to us, hoping to find comfort in their love and understanding. Yet, over-reliance on others can inadvertently confine us within the prison of our weakness, stripping away our sense of independence and self-worth. True and lasting strength lies in our ability to care for ourselves, nurture our inner fortitude, and make independent and informed decisions about our lives. This empowers us to navigate our later years with unwavering determination, grace, and dignity, even in the face of adversity. Furthermore, a spouse emerges as the most vital and indispensable companion during the twilight of our lives. Beyond ourselves, our spouses become our primary pillars of support, our confidants, and our partners in every sense of the word. Throughout our lives, we cultivate and maintain numerous relationships with family members, friends, and colleagues, each contributing uniquely to our personal growth and happiness. However, ultimately, it is the person we choose to share our lives with our youth, the one with whom we build our deepest connections and shared experiences, who stands beside us in our final years. This enduring bond becomes the cornerstone of our emotional and psychological well-being, providing a sense of continuity and unwavering support as we face the inevitable challenges of aging. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Love, in its nascent and early stages, often burns with intense passion, fervor, and even a possessive desire to hold onto one another tightly. These initial stages are characterized by exhilarating emotions, boundless enthusiasm, and the exhilarating thrill of newfound companionship. However, as the sands of time flow inexorably forward, love matures into a profound and enduring bond. This evolved form of love transcends mere emotions, encompassing deep understanding, mutual sharing, and unwavering sacrifice. It becomes a steady and reliable foundation upon which two individuals can build a life together, weathering the storms and celebrating the joys that life inevitably brings. It is often said that in the end, a spouse is an unwavering presence that helps us navigate the tumultuous seas of life, sharing in our joys, bearing the weight of our sorrows, and providing a steadfast source of comfort and strength. A particularly touching and inspiring example of this enduring love and the profound responsibilities it entails is the story of a devoted married couple. The wife, a vibrant and spirited individual, was tragically diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, a debilitating condition that caused her memory to gradually fade and her ability to navigate daily life to become increasingly challenging. This devastating diagnosis not only affected her but also had a profound impact on her husband, who faced the heart-wrenching reality of watching the person he loved most struggle with a loss of self and independence. Yet, instead of succumbing to despair, abandoning her in her time of need, or seeking external assistance from others, her husband chose to remain steadfastly by her side every single day. Demonstrating incredible resilience, unwavering dedication, and boundless love, he took it upon himself to learn new skills, teaching himself to play the piano. He discovered that the soothing melodies and harmonious tunes of music had a remarkable ability to calm her troubled mind, providing moments of peace and clarity amidst the chaos of her fading memories. This heartfelt and poignant story exemplifies the true essence of love, its capacity to inspire extraordinary acts of kindness, sacrifice, and unwavering support. It highlights the extraordinary lengths we are willing to go to support and care for those we cherish most, even in the face of overwhelming challenges and heartache. In reflecting upon these narratives and the profound truths they convey, it becomes abundantly clear that the journey of life is as much about personal growth and self-reliance as it is about the relationships we forge and cherish along the way. While the presence of loved ones enriches our lives immeasurably, the ultimate source of our strength and resilience must emanate from within ourselves. Embracing this balance between dependence and self-reliance allows us to navigate the complexities of life with grace, dignity, and an unshakable sense of purpose. It empowers us to build meaningful, lasting relationships while also cultivating the inner fortitude necessary to stand firm against life's inevitable storms. In doing so, we not only honor the bonds we share with others but also honor ourselves, ensuring that we live our lives to the fullest, with unwavering strength and heartfelt compassion. Every single morning, without fail, he lovingly positions himself beside his wife, a daily ritual that speaks volumes about the depth of their bond. As the first rays of sunlight filter through the curtains, he gently presses each piano key, his fingers dancing with deliberate grace over the instrument's ivories. Each note he plays is more than just a sound. It is a heartfelt message, a silent plea to envelop her in comfort and tranquility. The melodies he creates are imbued with his unwavering dedication, a testament to his desire to soothe her soul and bring peace to her heart. Their love transcends the superficial layers of romantic affection, delving into a profound sense of responsibility and duty. It is a sacred commitment to life itself, a daily practice of gratitude for one another's presence. Over the many years they have spent together, they have witnessed their love evolve and mature. In the early days, their relationship was characterized by passionate declarations and grand gestures, the kind of love stories that light up the pages of novels. However, as time has passed and they have grown older, their love has transformed into something quieter yet infinitely more powerful. It is no longer about the grand promises made in the heat of the moment, but about the multitude of small, meaningful actions that reflect their deep empathy and unwavering presence through life's inevitable ups and downs. Whether it's a reassuring touch, a shared glance, or the simple act of sitting together in comfortable silence, these moments embody a profound connection that sustains them through the trials and triumphs of life. There is a poignant saying that encapsulates this evolution beautifully. While young people often live passionately for love, it is the older generation that lives for gratitude. In the twilight years, especially as health begins to wane and life presents its harsher challenges, the mere presence of a spouse becomes a beacon of peace, warmth, and solace. Knowing that a loved one will always stand beside us, sharing in our joys and sorrows, and facing life's adversities together, brings an unparalleled sense of security and comfort. It is in these moments of vulnerability that the true strength of their bond is revealed, providing a sanctuary where both can find refuge from the storms of life. Moreover, children undeniably represent one of life's greatest blessings. They are the living embodiments of our hopes and dreams, the proudest achievements, and the radiant light that warms our hearts during our later years. Their laughter, accomplishments, and even their struggles become deeply intertwined with our sense of purpose and fulfillment. Yet, as we journey into old age, it is crucial to remember that while children bring immense happiness, they are not the sole pillars of our support system. Placing excessive expectations on our children or becoming overly dependent on them can lead to disappointment and disrupt the delicate balance of family relationships. It is essential to cherish their presence without letting our well-being hinge solely on their ability to provide care and support. We frequently hear societal narratives emphasizing the importance of relying on and expecting support from our children as we grow older. However, the reality is that each person has their path to follow, their dreams to chase, and their own lives to build. Our children, no matter how deeply they love us, must carve out their own lives and destinies. As parents, our fundamental role is to nurture and guide our children toward independence, not to burden them with the constant responsibility of our well-being. When we place too many expectations on our children, we inadvertently create undue pressure on them and risk losing our sense of independence and freedom. It is a delicate balance to maintain, honoring their autonomy while still cherishing their support. The insightful British psychologist, Sylvia, once profoundly stated, "The love parents have for their children is unconditional, expecting nothing in return." This sentiment rings exceptionally true and serves as a poignant reminder of the nature of parental love. Our love for our children is a testament to unconditional sacrifice, yet sometimes we find ourselves yearning for more care and attention than is feasible. In reality, the most important thing we can do is to allow our children to lead their own lives, fully trusting in their strength and ability to be independent. This trust not only empowers our children, but also fosters a healthier, more balanced relationship where love is freely given without strings attached. Simultaneously, we need to cultivate our independence and pursue personal happiness. Many parents, upon seeing their children grow up and become self-sufficient, struggle with a sense of dependency, where all their joys and sorrows seem intricately tied to their children's lives. This over-reliance can lead to feelings of emptiness and loneliness, especially when children move out to establish their independence. The once vibrant household feels quieter, and the absence of daily interactions can leave a void that is difficult to fill. We must embrace the understanding that while children bring immense joy, our lives should not be entirely dependent on them. By creating a fulfilling and independent life for ourselves, whether through hobbies, friendships, community involvement, or personal growth, we ensure that our happiness is not solely contingent upon our children's presence. Moreover, Fostering our interests and passions allows us to continue growing as individuals, even in the later stages of life. Engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment not only enhances our well-being but also sets a positive example for our children, demonstrating the importance of lifelong learning and self-care. This independence ensures that every reunion with our children is a genuinely joyous occasion, free from the weight of expectation or anticipation. Instead of viewing these moments as obligations, we can cherish them as opportunities to reconnect, share experiences, and celebrate the unique journeys each of us has undertaken. Ultimately, children hold a significant place in our lives, but they cannot, and should not, be everything. Let the love we harbor for our children serve as a source of joy and inspiration, but refrain from allowing them to become a burden or a crutch. When we learn to live happily and freely on our own, both we and our children can cherish the moments of reunion with pure happiness, devoid of pressure and responsibility. This balanced approach not only enhances our well-being but also fosters healthier, more fulfilling relationships with our children, enriching the tapestry of our lives with genuine love and mutual respect. As we journey into the golden years of life, the true pillars of support become clear: ourselves, our spouse, and our children. Each relationship serves as a unique source of strength, warmth, and companionship, offering comfort in distinct ways. Yet, the wisdom of old age teaches us that we must tread carefully in how we approach and cherish each bond. For true happiness in our later years comes not from dependency but from understanding the value and role of each person in our lives. Relying too heavily on any one relationship can lead to heartbreak, disappointment, or even resentment. The secret to a peaceful old age is in finding balance, valuing these relationships deeply but not expecting them to fulfill us entirely. Self-reliance has become a cherished virtue in these years. When we build confidence in our abilities, both mentally and physically, we nurture an inner strength that brings resilience and calm. Self-reliance does not mean isolation, but rather that we have cultivated the capacity to face life's difficulties without losing our sense of self. With this confidence, we can maintain independence, enjoy hobbies, and embrace our interests. This self-assurance empowers us to move through life gracefully, finding joy within ourselves while staying connected with those around us. Alongside this inner strength, the relationship with our spouse becomes an anchor, often a source of deep love, comfort, and understanding. Decades spent together to build a profound connection, yet we must continue to invest in this bond, keeping it alive with care and patience. Instead of taking each other for granted, we can continue to nurture this relationship by sharing laughter, compassion, and mutual support. In these years, a spouse can be a partner in every sense of the word, someone with whom we can share memories, dreams, and challenges. But to keep the relationship vibrant, we must strive to bring our best selves to the partnership, finding new ways to cherish and appreciate each other's presence. The bond with our children is perhaps the most delicate. As parents, we poured years of love, guidance, and sacrifice into their lives, hoping that they would one day understand and appreciate our efforts. However, it's crucial to approach this relationship with a spirit of generosity and respect for their independence. Too often parents in their old age find themselves hoping for more time, attention, or care from their children, only to be met with lives that are busy and pulled in different directions. The healthiest approach is to love them freely, without setting expectations or demands on their time. By offering unconditional support and being a source of warmth rather than obligation, we allow our children to come to us willingly, fostering a relationship rooted in respect and love. Old age is not an end, but rather the beginning of a new, deeply reflective chapter. It is an invitation to turn inward and cultivate a life of self-love, self-care, and self-understanding. Every day becomes an opportunity to live meaningfully, appreciating small joys and simple moments. There may be challenges, physical limitations, losses, or loneliness, but these are all part of the journey. With the right mindset, we can transform these difficulties into opportunities for growth. By embracing this time with patience and grace, we not only find peace within ourselves, but also make life easier and more fulfilling for those around us. Thank you for being here with us in this video, and may your days be filled with health, happiness, and peace. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. For every parent, there is a deep yearning to be loved and respected by their children. We give them the best years of our lives, pouring endless time and energy into their growth, education, and happiness. We hope that as they grow, they will cherish and honor us, standing by our side in old age as we stood by theirs in youth. However, life doesn't always meet our expectations. Some parents find themselves facing the heartbreaking reality of alienation or even resentment from the very children they raised so devotedly. This estrangement often doesn't stem from malice on the part of the children, but can be traced back to the dynamics we, as parents, established long ago. Family relationships are like gardens. Whatever we plant, nurture, and tend to carefully, we will eventually harvest. And just like gardens, if neglected or tended to poorly, relationships can grow cold or even turn bitter. There is a timeless truth in the saying, "You reap what you sow." When it comes to family, this couldn't be more accurate. If, over the years, we have treated our children with love, fairness, and respect, they are more likely to respond with warmth and kindness. But if we have been overly critical, controlling, or neglectful of their emotional needs, it's only natural that they may harbor unresolved feelings. Children, even as adults, carry memories of how they were treated, and these memories shape their behavior and feelings toward us. It is essential to reflect on how we've raised and interacted with our children, making adjustments where needed to foster relationships built on understanding and respect. Today's conversation is a chance to reflect deeply on the types of parenting behaviors that can lead to alienation in old age. We will look at 4 types of parental approaches that often result in strained relationships or even disrespect from children later in life. These insights are not just for criticism but valuable lessons that allow each of us to look inward, adjust, and grow. By understanding and addressing these behaviors, we can move towards a future where our children feel genuine love and respect for us, nurturing bonds that bring warmth, peace, and fulfillment in our later years. One of the gravest mistakes many parents make is resorting to violence and hurtful words as a way to discipline their children. This approach, born often out of anger or frustration, does more harm than most parents realize. When a parent lashes out, whether by striking, yelling, or using words that cut deeply, they not only inflict physical pain but, perhaps more tragically, they embed lasting emotional scars that may never fully heal. Children, especially at a tender age, lack the understanding to grasp the weight of their parents' stresses, the burdens they may carry from work, or the challenges life throws their way. All they know is that the person they look up to, the person meant to protect and cherish them, is instead the source of their suffering. They feel a profound sense of pain and confusion, fear even, and gradually, that pure love and respect they naturally feel for their parents begins to erode. In some families, parents unknowingly bring the anxieties, disappointments, and bitterness from their lives outside into the home, releasing these feelings onto their children, who are defenseless and vulnerable. Young children have no choice but to endure this. They are too small, too powerless to resist or voice their hurt. They internalize these painful experiences, which sadly shape how they view themselves and others. The family, which should be a place of comfort, becomes a place of dread. As these children grow older, the fear they once felt morphs into something deeper and more destructive: resentment. They no longer feel bonded by love but by a desire to escape, to be free from the source of their anguish. And so, the consequence of this upbringing becomes heartbreakingly evident. These children, now young adults, often rush to leave their families behind as soon as they can, seeking refuge in independence, in a life far removed from the painful memories. For them, the home is not a haven but a reminder of wounds and suffering. When they finally achieve freedom, they rarely look back. They find little reason to return, to show affection, or to care for those who, in their eyes, became the architects of their pain. This cycle of hurt should be a wake-up call for any parent who has fallen into the habit of using harsh words or actions. Violence, whether physical or verbal, cannot teach respect, nor can it foster love. Instead, it builds walls of resentment and distance. Parents must understand that their role is not to instill fear but to cultivate trust and understanding, to guide with patience and love. What they choose to sow in their relationship with their children today will determine the love, respect, and care they receive in the future. If they wish for closeness and compassion in their later years, they must make the conscious decision now to nurture their children with kindness and empathy. One of the deepest pains that children can endure is feeling unloved or undervalued by their parents due to favoritism. When parents treat one child better than the others, it doesn't just create jealousy or competition. It tears at the very fabric of family bonds. The neglected children may feel as though their worth is less, as if they are somehow flawed or undeserving of love. In families where traditional beliefs still emphasize the importance of sons over daughters, this inequality can be even more pronounced and damaging. Parents who openly favor sons, giving them the best care, attention, and even material things, send a heartbreaking message to their daughters. These girls are left feeling undeserving simply for being who they are. Statements like, "Girls will marry and leave the family. Don't expect much from them," dig deep into their hearts, leaving scars that may never heal. But favoritism doesn't end with gender alone. It can extend to any form of perceived value a child might hold. Parents may unconsciously, or even consciously, favor a child who excels academically or socially, who is more physically attractive, or who fits society's idea of success. Meanwhile, children who struggle in school, who may face physical or cognitive challenges, or who simply have a quieter presence, are often overlooked and left to wonder why they are less worthy in their parents' eyes. These children, who crave love and acceptance just as much as their siblings, are instead met with neglect or even disdain. The emotional wounds created by such treatment run deep, and as they grow older, these children often carry the painful memories of feeling rejected and marginalized. As adults, these wounds don't just fade away. They influence the way children see and feel toward their parents. Many, having endured years of unfair treatment, struggle to feel warmth or loyalty toward those who neglected them. When parents reach old age and find themselves in need of support, they may find the love they once took for granted has grown cold, replaced with distance, resentment, or a sense of indifference. Children who felt unseen may now struggle to feel any obligation to stand by the parents who once overlooked them. In the end, parents need to see each of their children as unique and valuable in their own right. Every child deserves to feel treasured, appreciated, and equal in love. Favoritism, no matter how subtle, plants seeds of discord and loneliness that grow and fester over time. True family unity and lasting bonds are built on fairness and love, ensuring that each child feels valued and connected to their parents. Only then, in old age, can parents hope to have the support and love of all their children, who will remember a lifetime of being cherished, not just by their siblings but by the people who brought them into the world. One of the most heartbreaking mistakes parents can make is overlooking the power of their everyday actions and the impact these have on their children. Often, parents underestimate how deeply their behavior, words, and values resonate with their kids, shaping not only how their children see the world but also how they see their parents. Parents are not merely the providers or caregivers in a family. They are the foundational role models, the first and most influential figures children look to when learning what it means to be a good human being. If parents don't live with integrity, honesty, and kindness, they risk losing something precious: their children's respect and trust. Imagine a child who repeatedly sees their parent lying, mistreating others, or perhaps even being disrespectful to their parents. Over time, that child unconsciously starts to accept these behaviors as normal. They learn that dishonesty is a tool, that unkindness is acceptable, and that respect is not a given. When parents are dishonest with friends, argue bitterly with siblings over inheritance, or speak harshly about others, children absorb these actions like a sponge. Each moment spent witnessing such negativity chips away at the respect they hold for their parents. How painful it is to think that a child might grow up feeling that their parents, the people they once looked up to, are no longer worthy of admiration or respect. The consequences go beyond mere disappointment. Children who witness their parents acting without empathy or integrity often feel a growing emotional distance from them. When they see their parents acting selfishly, deceiving others, or showing a lack of kindness, children start to associate these traits with family life itself, and they may begin to question their parents' love. Imagine a young adult who feels more judgment than pride towards their parents, who feels shame or embarrassment rather than admiration. The bond between parent and child, which should be a source of love, guidance, and mutual respect, becomes strained. In the long term, children may find it hard to respect or even want to be around their parents, leaving both sides feeling isolated and disconnected. Parents must remember that living with honesty, compassion, and ethics doesn't just shape their children's view of them, but also builds the groundwork for the values their children will carry into adulthood. By showing kindness, humility, and respect in daily life, parents teach their children powerful lessons in empathy and love. No one expects perfection, but making an effort to model these virtues can mean the world to a child. The smallest acts of kindness, the willingness to admit mistakes, and the patience to treat others well, even in difficult situations, are lessons that stay with children forever. These actions teach children to love deeply, to act with honor, and to value others, and in turn, to always look at their parents with admiration and love. Fourthly, there are the greedy and selfish parents in life. The ones who, rather than cherishing their family and children, become entangled in their desires and ambitions. These are parents who lose sight of what truly matters, allowing their greed to overshadow the love and responsibility they should feel for their families. This kind of selfishness creates an emotional rift, deeply damaging the bond between parent and child. When children witness their parents behaving recklessly, driven solely by a desire for wealth or power, their admiration and affection for them slowly wither away. They begin to see through the facade, understanding that their parents are willing to sacrifice integrity and honesty, qualities children inherently respect and cherish, for momentary gains. And when those fundamental values erode, children find little left to honor or feel proud of in their parents. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. For example, some parents, in their relentless pursuit of money, may even cross moral or legal lines, engaging in acts of fraud or embezzlement. Imagine the heartache and disillusionment a child might feel when they discover that their role model has chosen personal greed over ethics and fairness. This betrayal isn't just about money. It's about watching the person they once respected disregard what's right, casting aside principles that children are often taught to uphold. The bitterness and disappointment of this revelation can be lasting, and it creates a wound that's hard to heal. Selfishness, too, can show up in the way some parents neglect the emotional needs of their children, focusing solely on their own pleasures or personal fulfillment. These parents might spend family resources impulsively or ignore the importance of investing in their children's education or emotional well-being. This kind of neglect leaves children feeling unimportant, like mere bystanders in their own families. Over time, they begin to feel emotionally abandoned, and a painful distance grows between them and their parents. They come to realize that their needs, their dreams, and even their pain are secondary to their parents' whims. This distance isn't just physical. It's a deep, emotional chasm that, unfortunately, becomes harder to bridge as they grow older. In some cases, this greed and selfishness go as far as tearing families apart, with parents sowing discord by quarreling over money or treating relatives unfairly. When children witness their parents prioritizing wealth over family harmony, they begin to question the worthiness of the relationship. They may feel a profound sense of betrayal, thinking, if my parents care so little about family unity, what does that mean for me? These painful realizations build up over the years, and by the time their parents need them most, the bond may be so strained that they feel no desire to stay by their side, let alone assume the responsibility of caring for them in old age. It is essential, therefore, for parents to live with a sense of selflessness, and to consider not only their own desires but the impact their actions have on their children. A life driven by greed and selfishness might bring fleeting satisfaction, but it risks leaving a legacy of loneliness and resentment. Children need role models they can admire, parents who inspire pride and respect by living with integrity and compassion. As we come to the end of this powerful reflection on the impact of greed and selfishness within family relationships, it's important to pause and think about the lessons we can take forward. What have you learned from this discussion? How does it resonate with your own experiences or the values you hold close to? We invite you to reflect on one thing that stood out to you today, something you'll carry with you and practice in your own life. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights could inspire others in our community to live with more compassion and integrity. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to leave your comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.